minister for the FCT, Chief Barrister Yesom, on their normal routine, and they encountered a young military officer who refused to allow them into the premises of his boss, the former Chief of Naval Staff. The incident that ensued has thrown up a lot of talking points. How does the law, when it involves the military personnel and the serving government official? Remember, some time ago, that's about 3 years ago, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, had an altercation with a military officer when he went on an inspection tour of some facilities and land in Lagos. Not forgetting also, some years back, former Lagos State Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola also arrested a colonel who was driving on a BRT lane in Lagos. Are the military officers above law when it concerns a civilian government official? That is the conversation today. Where do we draw the line? A lot of persons have come out, even the former Chief of Army Staff, retired Lieutenant General Burutai, has attacked the FCT minister that he should apologize to the young officer, naval officer A.M. Yerima, for the unprintable words he used on the young officer, that the officer was only carrying out the instruction of his boss. At what point can the line be drawn between a serving government official and a military personnel? Are the military personnel above the law, or where can the line be drawn? Well, let's refresh our mind about the incident that occurred yesterday in Abuja, where the minister for the FCT reportedly used some unprintable words. I'll tell you, those are not good enough, but let's just remind you, those of you that they probably have not seen or heard about that incident in Abuja yesterday, where the minister for the FCT came out with his task force and accosted the young man and said, look, you must let me know who gave you the order not to allow the task force to access the land where it's in dispute. Let's listen to the conversation.
I'm sorry. Show me the document you have. You have no document. Bring the document. That's me. When this started, you cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to hide in this impunity. Why are providing even to you? You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me and say, look, I'm sorry. See what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying guns to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if not God, you was first staff who spoke to me here. You have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate.
On the contrary,
I've done my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of S.
Yes.
Look at this.
You know this thing now. That is the problem.
I thought of saying the admiral gets the order.
He cannot do what I just government.
Because the papers are complete and he said
Well,
it's some
are you the one, listen, you know the problem you have. Are you the one that will say, paper, wait, but show me that you are good. First of all, show me that government gave you this place. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. If I'm going to do it, I'm a vice admiral. I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law.
Yes,
so you.
No, you cannot tell like this. Something like that.
Don't you try it. threatening. This is not professional. It's not professional. You can't be threatening the minister with this thing. It's okay.
Wow, the argument almost degenerated into a scuffle between the military personnel of the minister for the FCT and the police personnel of the FCT and the military officers guarding the said property. Well, the minister went on he spoke on phone with the chief of defense staff and later left the venue. But what is really the cause of that issue? Well, let's listen to the spokesman to the minister of the FCT, Lere Ade Olayinka, as he explained what was really behind the whole crisis of that disputed land. What was it all about? Was the land in dispute really belonged to? Does it have the required documentation for the former chief of naval staff to lay claim to the property? Well, this is from the side of the minister of the FCT, where his ex-special assistant on public affairs, Lere Adeyinka, spoke with the media this morning.
Back to how we got to that level. That particular land was allocated to a company in 2007, Santos Estate Limited, for park and recreation. Let me say this again. Allocated in 2007 for park and recreation. The company did not do anything on the land, because that place is a parkway, it's a walkway, it's a road corridor. You don't build there. Then in 2022, the company wrote to the FCTA, the minister, oh, I want approval from you to convert the purpose to commercial. From park to build park. You know what park is, a recreation, not permanent structures. Probably in anticipation of the minister's approval for conversion, the man decided to partition the land, a land allocated to him for park and recreation. He now partitioned the land and sold to people, including the former chief of naval staff. And that is why I want to say here that the former chief of naval staff was scammed. He was scammed. And he has realized that he was scammed. Instead of him to now come out and seek help, he resorted to use military might. Now, in 2022, the minister of FCT declined that request, did not grant the request for change of land use made by that company. That was where it ended. But he had already sold the land to people, giving them the impression that the land use will change. Wike was not the minister then.
In 2022,
2022, Wike was not the minister. Now, after selling land allocated to you for park and recreation, for people to build house, who should the former chief of naval staff go and hold? The person who scammed him or the government? He chose not to hold the person who scammed him, the company who scammed him. Now again, that particular portion has now been redesignated for the purpose of, if you know Abuja very well, you know how Babushi is. That is where you have Ministry of Works, Environment. That portion of the land, that parkway, is for public buildings and corporate buildings, not residential. Meaning that you cannot build residential house there. That is one. So as of today, Vice Admiral Gambo does not have a document, a title document, showing that he owns the land. He does not own the land. Now, assuming we're not considering that he has title documents and he owns the land. Before you begin development of a land, there are processes you must pass through. One of such processes is to have a building plan. Building plan showing what you want to put on the land. And you take your building plan to the development control. See, you take your building plan to development control. The question Nigerians should ask Vice Admiral Gambo is, did he take his building plan on that land to development control, and the development control approve the building plan? So this is
Okay, that's the SSA Publicity and Communication to the FCT Minister, Lere Olayinka, explaining the scenario behind the disputed land owned by the retired Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Awal Gambo, that drew the attention of the whole world to the melee that ensued yesterday when the minister for the FCT went with his task force. But Nigerians are asking the question, why would the minister degenerate to such a level to using such gutter language against a serving military officer? Was it the best way for him to be exchanging words with a young military officer? And are military officers above the law? Just like you are hearing that, look, the land was designated for a different purpose, and now it has been sold to the retired Chief of Naval Staff who want to develop it for a different purpose from what the FCDA plan, the master plan says. Are military officers bigger than the law when a civilian government is in charge? What do you think about the conduct of the Honorable Minister for the FCT? Some persons have come out to accuse him of overbearing in his duty. But as FCT Minister, where does his power start and end? Some have said, according to the Constitution, that he is directly exercising the power of the C&C, that is the Commander-in-Chief, who appointed him as the minister for the FCT. That the FCT is directly under the office of the president. So, should military officers obey civilian when they are under them? Just like we saw in Lagos when Raji Fashola arrested a colonel for driving on the BRT lane. Or we have seen many situations like this. What do you think about the entire episode? And where does this draw us as a nation? Are we a lawless country, or we should know where to draw the line between who is a serving or retired military officers, and where does the line also draw when you are a government office holder for today? 07077471522, or you call us on 09120001975. Nigeria and governance. Where should the line be drawn between a serving government official and either a retired or a serving military officer? Can they coexist, and where should the line be drawn? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Big J.
Good morning.
Yeah, I did this check this morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I still remain sharp reporting from America.
Let's say best.
Okay. Having listened to the special assistant to Chief Yeson Wike, now I get a clear picture of what the whole scenario looks like. But this is my take. Although he is doing his job as the FCT minister, but it's the use of his language that is the whole that is the point we are trying to push out now. And secondly, he's not supposed to be going about just like that as the FCT minister. The people are supposed to be doing those jobs, except maybe otherwise. Maybe it has gotten out of hand. That is why his presence was needed there. But on the other hand, he's a military officer that is also talking to at that point. So he's supposed to at least drop his ego a little and talk to that man, because those military officers are the people defending us. Even today, he is as the FCT minister. That same man can stand behind him tomorrow to defend him. So it's a two-way thing anyway, but above all, the FCT minister should please exercise his office judiciously. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution, Perez. Okay, I just want to remind you of one thing, that an episode, the one I referred to, between Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu 3 years ago, when he came up with a police officer obeying order from above. Okay, I'll try and get that one shortly. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Christian.
Christian, let's hear you.
Yes, the question here is, it's not about if the military men are above the law or not. The question here is, did this naval staff bought that land, or is taking that land by force? That is what the FCT minister should find out.
Did you hear the SSA to the minister when he explained that he bought the land from a company that allocated the land to?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That he bought the land from somebody, that if he was scammed or not. And he asked the question that, is it the government that scammed him or the company? The FCT minister should go and ask the company that sold this land to this naval staff if really he sold the land to him or not. Because coming to confront that man, that boy was very calm. Something else would have happened by insulting him. Because, okay, now, after doing all these things, if the naval staff truly bought the land, what will we do? Whether scam or not scam, we want to know. But if truly that man, naval staff, bought the land, and there are papers, because I heard when the military officer said there are documents. So if truly there were documents concerning the land, what will we do?
Did you hear that place was not designated for residential building? It was for a park. But the chief of naval staff bought it from the company and wanted to turn it into a residential building.
Yes, I heard it. That's what I'm saying. This confrontation should have gone to the company that sold him the land, not the man himself. Because for instance, you have a land, and I bought this land from you, and somebody else is coming to confront me. I should go and ask you, how did this land come about?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Your point is noted. Okay, let's get your reaction. I wanted us to hear from when similar thing happened between Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and a police officer in Lagos concerning a building that was also being put up, and how the matter was resolved. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Frida from Amara.
Let's hear you, Frida.
They think they calm down into the insult please. Now it's not get to talk, making they calm down. Okay, Frida. So in case you be calming down. Okay, let's listen to the one that happened 3 years ago between Sanwo-Olu and a police officer.
I said that the governor is here in front of you, and that I want you to disengage forthwith from here.
Thank you very much, sir. Your Excellency, sir.
Number one.
I'm not here on my own orders.
That's why I'm asking you to make a phone call and tell them, your superior, that I'm here, standing in front of you. Make that phone call.
Thank you, sir. I'm here on instruction of this Inspector General of Police to the AGF, sir. And that is why I'm here. I'm too small or too low to call them. Your Excellency, sir, with due respect, sir, you can call them directly, sir, so that they will ask us to leave your place.
So Inspector General will ask you to come.
I'm here on instruction of Inspector General of Police to the AGF, Attorney General of Defense.
I have spoken to the Attorney General at this moment, so he's not aware that you are here.
Well, we are expecting the call that we should disengage.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, sir.
Because when I make the phone call, it will be tougher. If you can call and say that the governor is here in front of you, what should you do?
It is not my duty to call because I'm too low to do that, sir.
Okay.
If you call...
So where are your men?
My men are here. They are all over the estate, sir.
How many men do you have here?
I have several of them, sir.
Okay, this was said.
Hello, good evening.
Good morning.
That for our brother. It looks somehow.
Okay.
Which side am I coming from? When Wike was a governor in the River State, he even threatened the Bayelsa State to come and develop their land, or else another thing will happen to their land.
Since we can go to Abuja, threaten land and people that buy it, even as of last week or last 2 weeks, telling people if you do not buy with your 5 million naira, this land will be removed from your hand. Why does the own government be threatening to other people? That is my own question and my talk for now.
Okay, well, Abuja, some time ago, there's this area of land grab. There's the way he painted the picture. People acquired land many years ago when Abuja was developing, and they were not developing those lands. They just bought it for them so that when the land appreciates, they can sell. And probably Minister Wike is looking at it that, look, if you are not ready to develop a land, don't come for government to allocate lands to you. Rather, we will take it back and sell it. Because land is supposed to be developed. That is what the master plan, according to Chief Wike, is saying. And so it defaces the city. That is his own argument. But our land speculators, how long should a land speculator buy land and keep it? Yes, land are part of investment. People buy land in every part of the world. You buy, you can keep it for 2-3 years. But how long should land be kept when you get the land from, particularly when you buy from government based on allocation? Let's go back to the calls. Hello. So many questions and answer. Good morning.
Yes, 30 seconds, please.
Sorry. Okay, try and call us back, please, Perez. Perez, please, try and call us back 30 seconds. I'll give you that one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. BJ.
Please, turn off your radio volume, please. Turn it off.
Okay. This is Tony from Topra.
Let's hear you.
The incident that happened yesterday is really funny. I don't know, the approach the FCD minister took, for me, is wrong. It's wrong. Why would you pour those kind of gutter languages, insult on is he a lieutenant general or something?
I don't think that boy is up to. It's another officer. It's not up to lieutenant general yet.
A senior officer that he should shut up and all those words are not. It's not good. And you sold the land to someone. Another person is the person you sold the land to. Sold it to another person. Why can't you go and make inquiry to find out if actually this guy that is developing the land is doing the right thing, or the person you sold the land to? Actually, I don't know how I'm going to put it.
Let me. If you listen to that SSC to Wiki, that place that the retired Rear Admiral bought is not for residential.
Okay.
And he did not get approval from the FCDA to build a house there. It's for park.
Okay.
So it's not about the man not getting the land. He got the land good, but at a wrong based on the master plan, not for residential building, which he wants to put up.
But why can't they invite him?
So no problem, my brother, I've had you. So I will discuss with your guy. You never